Listen very carefully. If you find yourself tormenting people, causing pain on them, causing their hearts to break, causing their faith to shake, making them suffer emotionally, making them stressed up, feeling distressed, then it means that you are making yourself a medium of oppression. Now, if it becomes your lifestyle, you have become an agent of oppression. Did I communicate that properly? And a lot of people are. Permit me to say that sometimes a government can be a medium of oppression. And sometimes it can grow to become agents of oppression. A leader, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife. Sometimes friends, they can become mediums of oppression. If you begin to torment people, afflict people, cause people to suffer pain, agony, emotionally, their minds begin to shake, you are making yourself a medium of oppression. And if you continue, and because it is habitual, and you develop a habit, it becomes a part of you to torment people, to afflict people, to torture people, to make people feel pain, emotional turbulence, so that they begin to struggle. Their feelings are scattered. They are not settled in their mind, in their thoughts. Their bodies are tortured. You are gradually moving to become an agent of oppression. In other words, you become a representative of that demon or those demons to oppress people. And that's what is happening in the world today. Let's deal briefly with psychological oppression, because a lot of people are going through psychological oppression, and it is increasing by the day. It's getting worse. Worse. They are normal people, but psychologically they are oppressed. Let me deal with 4 kinds of psychological oppression. Number 1, depression. Number 2, bipolar disorders. Number 3, schizophrenia. And a lot of people are going through these things, and they don't even understand that they're going through this thing. Now, something that's not very common is kleptomania. I'll explain. Now, kleptomania is subtle. Let me start with it. It is a thirst to steal. The person is normal, but it's a thirst to steal. And it comes in subtle ways. That sometimes people steal, and you may look at what they have done as not stealing, but they're stealing. That's one of the reasons why you see a lot of people are twisted mentally. That if they have not done those things, they don't feel satisfied. Why do you think that there's a lot of corruption in the society? It's a cleft spirit. Am I communicating? It's a cleft spirit. It makes people steal. They take things that don't belong to them. There's a position you come to, you see that you are at a level that you can't relate with the ordinary everyday things. You relate at a particular level. Okay, I want you to think about it. Here you are giving money, and I wish that somebody will hear me. Here you are giving money. You have enough money. Probably that money that will last even your grandchildren for a lifetime. You are giving money to give to other people. Why do you take it? Why do you seize that money? People think that it is because he has position. No, it's a cleft spirit. And it's getting worse in the society. That's the kind of person that if he was in school, in primary school or secondary school, you see that he has picked somebody's Bible. He has a Bible, but he's picking somebody's own. He picks somebody's textbook, cancels the name of that person, scrubs it away, and writes his name. If he asks, he begins to argue. It's a cleft spirit. Did I communicate that properly? Now, it is at large, it's operated. It operates in the mind. And the person doesn't know why he is doing it, doesn't know why she is doing it. Women steal from their husbands. Is that right? Am I still communicating? You search the man's pocket, you see somebody, you put up a pocket. I'm looking for my 500 naira. it was in my pocket. You don't start again. Oh. Are you calling me a thief? But you took the money. And gradually, it develops to habits. Am I communicating? It just occurs in the mind. Do it. Do it. Take it. Take it. Children do it. That's the reason why you say that it is your food and their food, all right. But when the child takes the food that is not given to the child, parents cane that child, they beat that child because they know that it is dangerous. A spirit can work in the life of that child and begin to make that child do that wrong thing. Now, I'm starting with that because that is a natural problem. It's affecting people both low and high, the rich and the poor. It's affecting families. I've seen families where husband and a wife got to a point that they can live together because the man is always losing money. A friend was talking to me several years ago, and he said that the wife didn't, because every time he will lose money, he will keep the money in the wardrobe, he will lose it. So he put a camera inside the bedroom, and the woman didn't know. And he said that one day it just occurred to me, open that camera. When he looked at the camera, he saw that it is his wife that opens the wardrobe and takes the money out of the wardrobe. Those things together with other things cause their marriage to break. I'm trying to talk about the spirit. I was wondering, but why was she doing it? She owned everything that the man had. As a matter of fact, she was the one controlling it. The man had money. She was the one controlling it. But why was she doing that? It's not that the man had his problems, but the reason she was doing it was because there was a cleft spirit, kleptomania. That's why it's called mania. It's a kind of stealing mental disorder. And that is demonic oppression. Now, there is depression. Depression is one of the sly ways that Satan is using to control people today. As of 2017, it was said that there are about 400 million cases of depression all over the world. And 12%, about 48 million, were in Nigeria. 48 million people go through depression in Nigeria. That is 2017. The case has increased today. As a matter of fact, the number of people that are suffering depression today has gone beyond 12 million, and it's estimated that some people are estimating that up to 30% of the people that are suffering depression all over the world, because the case is about 800 million as of 2020 that are suffering depression all over the world. And if you look at that, that's a very high rate. 800 million people going through depression. That's the reason why suicide rate has increased. In the past few years, about 260 something people are said to have committed suicide. And you go through something between last year and this year, he said that some 42 people, these are recorded cases that were rushed to the hospital, and the reporters were able to record. Not talking about the ones that they did not take account of. And the worst cases are cases between 15 and 28 years that are committing suicide. And most of the cases are linked to depression. And there was a time that people think that people commit suicide, they don't have understanding. As a matter of fact, some of the records I checked, all of them were graduates. All of the people that committed suicide were graduates. And it is painful because that is happening. But, we explain it away. These are demon oppressions in action. Cases in which people are oppressed. But the matter is that there is direct demon oppression. There is indirect demon oppression. Direct demon oppression in which a demon is working on the person, manipulating the person, working on the mind of the person. There are indirect cases in which a demon passes through somebody else like we say, like a person who is a medium, pass through the person, to tell the person, sometimes with words, block the person, hinder the person, create financial crisis for the person, cause obstacles for the person, attack the person with words, insult the person, abuse the person, until the person begin to feel more and more depression. And then the time comes, depression is a low mental activity. It makes you feel very low about yourself. So that no matter how excited people are, you're not feeling excited. No matter how happy, the matter is your mood still is very low. Just feel sad about everything. Nothing seems to be, even the food is not tasty any longer. The food that you used to like, the drink that you used to like, everything is not tasty any longer. Looks like the world has stopped working because of a depressed state of mind. And it is happening every day, especially with the turn of events in the society, economic situations, social upheavals, and so on. People are getting more and more depressed because these are indirect means of demons fighting against people. Now, another type of oppression, psychological oppression, is called bipolar. Bipolar disorders. Now, what is bipolar? Bipolar is a kind of mental state of oppression. You see, there are people that are so excited. If they come here, they can make all the noise. But you see that after some time, they are the Muslim, and suddenly they get to a state in which they become so dull. It's as if the world has collapsed. It's as if nothing is happening. If they told you that that was a person that did it before, it was a person that was shouting and laughing and shaking everybody and was excited before, that was smiling before, happy before. Physically, it's not a bad person. You can say nothing is wrong with him physically, but his mind is being attacked. So he has serious mood swings in which there are levels of high excitement. There are levels of so low excitement that he feels so depressed, bipolar. And there are a lot of people that are suffering from bipolar cases today. Children, people mature, married, fathers, mothers. I mean, sometimes you see them there, even in the compound. They begin to quarrel with everybody, fight everybody, hate everybody, attack everybody. A kind of mental disorder. It affects them in such a way that it becomes regular, a regular pattern. Have you ever seen, there are some people that if they have not done some kind of things that are going to cause chaos, they are not feeling good. Looks like after they have caused the chaos, their body will come down. They'll go low, and it looks like they can even begin to cry. But after that, give them some time again to go into action. They can destroy things. After that, they go low. Some people can look at you. I've seen a compound in which a woman abused another woman until the other woman began to cry. I mean, it's her attitude. She began to cry. After that, she went and began to beg the same woman kneeling down. Does it not surprise you? Is it not the woman that abused her to cry? Say, look, can I help me beg her? Tell her, say, and I devil walk. Devil don't suffer. But actually, it is the work of demons. Can I hear you say that? She's been attacked. But she doesn't know. When she said that devil walk, it's a common language. You see, it affects children, that there are some children. There are sometimes when they go to the exams, they will do very well. But in the same way they will write another exams, the questions are not even as tough as that. You see them having 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that brings me to the third point, or the fourth one, schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a kind of, as a matter of fact, I believe that that is the worst attack today in the society. Do you realize that people that you meet, in fact, let me not be too harsh, 6 out of every 10 person you meet don't think straight. Do you realize that? They don't think straight. And sometimes you see them because they don't think straight, they would behave abnormally. And sometimes you compare their behavior with what you know them to be, you see that it's too wide for you to reconcile. Schizophrenia is a state in which the person doesn't have clear thinking, doesn't have proper thinking, cannot think properly. If you ask the person to go straight, you see the person going zigzag. If you want to understand it, stay at the highway. You see some people that are driving, that's a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, why there are a lot of accidents. Because they're not thinking straight. Fear. Where are you running to? You see him that he will speed on this road at 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, and what he's going to do is to stop at that new planet. And you begin to wonder, I thought he was running from something. And he comes out, he just comes out, and you see him, he's walking gently. But why was he speeding like a madman? Schizophrenia. Have you seen a man that beat his wife, beat her until he stripped, and they can push her out of the house? I mean naked. People run around covered her with clothes. He's not thinking straight. He tells you she beat it. That is not, he's not thinking straight. Have you seen people that are fighting? The man begin to remove his shirt, begin to remove his trouser. He gets to the pants. People say, what do you want to do? He removed the pants, and people begin to run away. They hail and say, oh, he's wicked. He is not thinking straight. Am I communicating with you? No, nobody else. He's a madman. He know me now. I decrease. He's not thinking straight. If you are crazy, you will not tell somebody you are crazy. Not so. He's not thinking straight. Something is out of order. Schizophrenia is common. And it is one of the worst things that is happening. That's why I say that relationships are affected and even infected, so to say. You see that offices, in business places, people that are suffering from schizophrenia. Now, there are sometimes you wonder. There are some young people you talk with, you wonder why they have gone to stay in a brothel. They are prostituted. They can't explain. It makes them attempt things that they're not supposed to attempt. Think of things that they're not supposed to think about. They just go after the things, and you begin to wonder why are they going towards that direction? As a matter of fact, if you get prostitutes, you begin to examine them properly. It will be too harsh to say, or too extreme to say, 75% of them are suffering from schizophrenia. Because they're not thinking straight. How can you think of a woman that sleeps with 30 men a night? Is she normal? She's not normal. Now, how can you see a man? He sees a girl. Say, this girl is beautiful. Hey, babe, he began to talk to the girl, and the next thing he wants to go with the girl to a brothel or a hotel to sleep with her. He's not thinking straight. Am I communicating? Something is out of order. That's the reason why you see that corruption, immorality is increasing. And the people think that they're smart because something is out of order, mentally out of order. It is demon oppression. And as a child of God, any trace that you see of depression or some kind of disorders called them bipolar or schizophrenia, or you see a kind of cleft spirit encroaching or attacking you, you need to tell the devil, declare to the devil, devil, you are defeated. Now, some people are very abusive naturally, and sometimes it's a culture, in some cultures, it's the way that they play. They tell you, it don't go better for your papa, they are playing, you know. The other day I was on a bike. I didn't know that the man was his friend. It was when I came to see after they abducted me that the two of them were friends. Tell us, he told him, he said, you're mad, something to worry you for air. It'd be like saying you won't die. I told him, drive your own. I thought he was angry because the other man was kind of blocking his path. So when we got to the place where we come down, he said, oh boy, now. I was thinking in my mind, it has become a part of them that they don't realize that it is wrong. Their minds are twisted. Am I communicating? Their minds are twisted. Things that you can't say freely, they will say freely. That is oppression of demon spirits. You can explain it away, but I'm here to tell you that it is oppression of demon spirits. When the person becomes normal, it will behave normally, it will think normally, it will act normally, it will relate normally. Now, let's get to the other part because of time. There are physiological. Physiological is that which have to do with your body, the physical body organs. Now, sicknesses. Now, there are some kind of sicknesses that come to us. You know, today, because of the increase of diagnosed sicknesses, you know, we kind of explain sicknesses away. Now, it is true that there are some cases in which sicknesses can occur as a result of natural things like fatigue, like infection, and so on. But sometimes it can occur naturally and hijacked by demons. Somebody was caught. He had a cut. He was doing something naturally, and he cut his leg, and the thing was bleeding. And he treated the leg. After some time, it looks like the wound was already healing. The thing broke open, and he began to struggle to treat it. All the treatments that they know how to treat wounds was applied to that leg, and the thing refused to go. Until the time came, they said they wanted to cut the leg. See, the only solution is to amputate it. Why? Demons have hijacked it. That's oppression. We're talking about physiological oppression, oppressions on the body. There are attacks of sicknesses today that are treatable, but you just discover that the normal treatments given to that sickness doesn't do anything to it. Just like people say that the sickness has now recognized the drug. Oh, not the show. So sickness, it gets sense, have you? They recognize. That's to tell you that there is a power behind it. There's something alive in that sickness. And so there are some powers that fight people with sicknesses and diseases and afflict people recurrently. Sometimes, like I said, it's a direct demon attack. Sometimes it is through an agent or a medium, and they are being afflicted. I've seen cases in which once it comes to a particular time, money, and you see the man's family, his wife, his children, they are falling sick, you know that money has come in or money is coming in. Once the money is gone, they have spent all that money on that sickness, you see them, give them water, put pepper and water, give them to drink, they'll recover. But as long as the money has not gone, that sickness will be there. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. It is an oppression of the devil. Demon oppression. You need to announce to the devil, devil, you don't have a right over me because by his stripes I'm healed. That's the reason why you don't hear by his stripes I'm healed any more people fighting against sicknesses. Everything that comes, you have taken it. Because it has become like a regular thing. But I want you to know that the word of God is still true. By his stripes, you were healed. Look at somebody and say, I'm healed by his stripes. You need to announce it. Let the devil hear you announce it. But you see, there are other things about physiological attacks or oppressions that are taking place. Now, what do you think is wrong with the taste of people, that people become adapted to certain tastes? Do you realize that some people are eating themselves to destruction? They are eating themselves to death. The things that they are eating will be creating problems for them, and they'll be eating those things. The things that they drink will be creating problems for them, and they'll be drinking those things. Why? They are being attacked. Am I communicating? A kind of thirst comes. Now, why does a man want to smoke? If you go to the hospital now, you see that they'll give him a kind of probability of him getting certain kinds of sicknesses or cancers. And he knows that his body, it doesn't even take that thing, but he'll be taking it. Like many of the people that have sugar problem, one of the problems that they have is a taste for sugar. Do you realize that? A taste for sugar. A taste for sugar. You just want to, something is telling you, take sugar. Anything that is having sugar, take it. Take it. Just like somebody saying, take it. If you don't take it, if you don't take it, if you don't take it, it is an attack, an oppression, and it continues until you deal with it. Am I communicating? Now understand, sometimes we have created problem for people and we have killed their taste buds with what we give them, especially we parents. You know, we think that we are making the child feel good. You buy sweet, give the child. Now listen, parents, be very careful. Every time the child, he said, okay, give them sweet. Take sweet. You are not helping the child. You are trying to build the taste buds of that child so that the child will become sugar prone. Am I listening? That's why some of us, our inner teeth not there again. Am I communicating? Is that right? Please talk to me. Can I catch an amen? Because you have sugared it until the teeth say, I don't tire for this your sugar. Let me go. And listen. If you are eating things and drinking things that fight against your health, you think that it is because of just what you like. It is an oppression. Because you can't take what is going to fight against your health. You can't take what is going to destroy your body. This body is a temple of God. Naturally. Okay, if somebody asks you to put your hand into fire, will you put your hand? Why? Because it will hurt you. So why are you liking? I was listening to the testimony of a man of God. He said before he gave his life to Christ, something happened. He was in his room. Something told him, look at the lamp in front of him. I think he said candle. He said, put your hand there. He said he put his hand and the thing was burning his hand. But it was hurting him. He didn't know why he didn't remove it. Until at a particular time, he shouted. They took him to the hospital. They told him it's too late. These 3 fingers have to go. So they have to cut off the 3 fingers. And he said that's what the demon wanted. The demon wanted him to destroy himself. And that's what happens. So a lot of people are being pushed into certain things because the demon wants to attack their body, using them to destroy themselves. That is demon oppression. And you need to shout at the devil. Tell the devil to stand at his line. Can I hear you say that? Tell the devil, no, I'm a child of God. You can't torment me with that. Do you know that there is a sexual lust, an appetite for sex? The person doesn't need to run into the brothel, but the person will just be naturally triggered inside. A kind of desire for sexual relationship begin to boil in the heart of that person. That's oppression. An insatiable desire. You see him with that girl today? You see him with another girl. Some people will tell you that I can't stay without a man. I can't stay without a woman. It is demon oppression. A lust for sexual immorality. So even if they were married, they will sneak out. The time that some men fall into adultery is when their wives are either at the late time of pregnancy or their wives just leave and they can't sleep with them. Before long, they can't stay. They have started to keep immoral relationships. Why? Because they are being oppressed. So when you see the negative thoughts rising up in your mind, you know that you are oppressed or attacked physiologically. Am I communicating with you? That's demon oppression. You need to deal with it. Now, do you realize that there is pornography addiction today? There are some people that cannot do without watching pornographic films. People who understand what I'm talking about. I mean, there are people that know it. Some of you, they ask what is pornography. But people who do it, they know. They don't need explanation. But why does it happen? You say, okay, I'm not watching pornographic films again. You go back there. You go back there. Oppression. It is a demon oppression. Just like there is alcohol addiction, there is porn addiction, there is tobacco addiction, there is drug addiction. Some people will just smoke And you see them, they're looking for scriptures to defend themselves now if they are in church. It's a demon oppression. Because anything that doesn't build you up, anything that doesn't help you to be what you are supposed to be, is a destruction to your body. It's demon oppression. And a lot of people, listen, if you notice in the Bible, we are given instructions in the Old Testament. God told the Israelites what to eat and what not to eat. When you go through it, there are reasons for that. All the things that they were told not to eat are things that could cause them or make them susceptible to sicknesses, infections, diseases, and so on. The things that they were told to eat were the things that were going to build their bodies. Go through it. In fact, study the foods, even the animals. There are some animals that, as a matter of fact, you begin to eat them, the next thing you don't know that you are clogging your heart. You are clogging the arteries of your heart. Your cholesterol begin to rise. They're exposing your body. Your health depends on the organs of your body. The food you eat helps to build the organs of your body or destroy the organs of your body. And if you are eating anything or drinking anything that is fighting against the organs of your body, the effective working of the organs of your body, what is happening? It means that you're trying to expose yourself to sicknesses and diseases. And if it is regular, you know that a demon has taken over it in order to afflict your body, in order to torment your body, in order to destroy your body. And let me tell you this, it's not just because we take it once. And sometimes when we take it once, it may not show any sign. Somebody was surprised. After an incident occurred, they were trying to make some investigations. So a day or two later, either a day or two later or so, the person they were all taken to the hospital. So they diagnosed them, and they said there is alcohol in your blood. And the person was wondering, I didn't drink alcohol yesterday, but they forgot that it was a few days ago when they drank the alcohol, it was in their blood. Am I communicating? That's what I'm trying to tell you. There are some things that we do today, it will not show up today. It may not show up tomorrow. It may come years later. If it goes and destroys an organ, there are some people that will drink certain things and immediately they will collapse. Medical people have a tag for it. They will collapse immediately because they drank that thing.